For coming, and let me first reintroduce myself, even though we all know each other. My name is Dawood, D-A-W-U-D, last name Walid, W-A-L-I-D. I'm the Executive Director of the Michigan chapter of CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations in CAIR. Michigan is a chapter of America's largest Muslim advocacy and civil rights organization. I'm also the Assistant Imam of Masjid, M-A-S-J-I-D, Wali, W-A-L-I, Muhammad, M-U-H-A-M-M-A-D, which is located in Detroit, Michigan, and is the oldest congregation of African American Muslims in these United States of America. To my left is Chairman Emeritus of the Council of Islamic Organization of Michigan, Mr. Victor Ghalib Beg, who's a longtime community leader as well as an interfaith activist, who will be speaking after myself, representing CIOM. And to my right is Imam Abdullah Al-Amin, who is the chairman of the Muslim Center that's located in Detroit, which is one of the older mosques in the city of Detroit, and is also an Islamic community center that is involved in doing many good works, charitable works, in the broader Metro Detroit community, which he will be elaborating on as well. Due to the rise in Islamophobia in America, as well as the anniversary of the tragedy of 9/11, the Council on American Islamic Relations has produced a series of public service announcements that will be airing across the country, God willing, beginning today. Two of the public service announcements feature first responders at 9/11 who are Muslim, who are discussing their initial response and their motivation in terms of serving the community and how they felt on 9/11. The third public service announcement has a Muslim leader, a Jewish leader, and a Christian leader who are discussing not only shared common values of our faith, of loving your fellow man as you should love yourself, but also discussing how the First Amendment is a right for all Americans, and anyone who would trample on the First Amendment rights of one religious group, in fact, is trampling on the First Amendment rights of all. Obviously, we know about the Park 51 Community Center controversy in Lower Manhattan. During this month of Ramadan, within the past 3 weeks, we have seen a series of anti-Muslim sentiments displayed in protests as well as violence. The most recent one took place just yesterday in Seattle, Washington, where a Sikh working at a convenience store was attacked, and during this attack the person called him a terrorist and said he was part of Al-Qaeda. Last week there was a Muslim cab driver in New York who was asked if he was a Muslim, and he was stabbed. Just this past Saturday there was a arson in an Islamic center outside of Nashville, Tennessee. So we've seen a number of anti-Muslim activities throughout the country, and we hope that these public service announcements, along with the community projects that are being done by CLM and other organizations throughout the country, will help bring calm to this current socio-political environment that we are living in right now, in which a lot of anti-Muslim vitriol is being spewed during this midterm election cycle. With that, I will turn the mic over. At the end, after the question and answers, I can show you the PSAs. The PSAs will be available to all the news stations via satellite, and after this press conference they will be available to be viewed on YouTube. And I encourage you on your websites, be it for radio, television, and newspapers, that you put a link to the public service announcements on your website. With that, I will turn the mic over to, or the panel over to Mr. Hajj Victor Ghalib Beg from the Council of Islamic Organizations of Michigan.
Thank you. Good morning. To begin with, I just want to tell you, it's never a dull moment when you're a Muslim these days. Next, I want to emphasize that the Council of Islamic Organizations of Michigan is a coordinating, grassroots, regional organization. The mission statement of our organization is on the press release I gave you. We work with the National Organization of Civil Rights Group, Council of American American Islamic Relations, but please visit our website, CAIR-MI.com, to get to know our organization better. The holy month of Ramadan prepares the Muslim community through acts of self-sacrifice by fasting to serve God and people. This year, we plan to extend that call to service through the weekend of 9/11 in commemoration of the victims of 9/11. As part of President Barack Obama's call to all Americans to make September 11 an annual National Day of Service and Remembrance, the Council of Islamic Organizations of Michigan will join organizations from across Metro Detroit for acts of kindness. We call it AOK Detroit, a weekend of remembrance and restoration. On Saturday, September 11th and Sunday, September 12th, during the time of the Eid festival, celebrating the end of Ramadan, CIOM volunteers will join Michigan's interfaith community in rising above prejudice and hatred to spend the anniversary of 9/11 in service to our city and neighbors. People of different faiths, ethnic backgrounds, and races will join together and work together to bring recovery and renewal to Detroit while learning they have much in common. Volunteers will be on hand to take part in community service projects ranging from environmental and life skills education to restoring a mural at the Boys and Girls Club to clean up projects around the city. The weekend is part of CIOM's greater commitment to service in Michigan and its support for the National Muslim Serve campaign. Last summer, American Muslims participated in more than 3,500 community service projects all around the country as part of President Obama's United We Serve campaign. Muslim Serve is about demonstrating how our Islamic values inspire us to serve humanity and is meant to highlight the great contributions that the Muslim community has provided and continues to provide our great nation. In our press release, you will see a list of organizations that we're working with. Among them is the Leadership Detroit, Wisdom, that's Women's Interfaith Solutions for Metro Detroit, Wayne County Retired Senior Volunteer Program, United Way, Jewish Community Relations Council, and you can read the rest. So we're working with everyone, and as a closing, just a comment, I served myself on the Michigan Community Service Commission for 8 years, and that's personally, I am dedicated very much to the community service, and it really makes me very happy to see our community, our grassroots, are sacrificing that day when they are to celebrate after the whole month of fasting to come together to serve the neighborhoods and the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sarah, you can go ahead and set up real quick. We can take a...
That's okay, I'll just get
You're
it
fine?
forward.
Good, okay, no problem. Let me also say that before I turn the mic over, CAIR Michigan is under the umbrella of the CIOM, the Council of Islamic Organizations of America, and we encourage people in the Muslim community and our constituents during the Eid holiday to, as Mr. Galibek said, to sacrifice some of the festivities of Eid and to be a part of the service projects within the community. With that, I will turn the microphone over to one of our respected local imams, who's at the Muslim Center, Imam Abdullah Al-Amin.
Thank you very much. Greetings to the press. I am very happy to be a part of really, once again, explaining and showing how Muslims really are just a part of the human family of the human race. At the Muslim Center on Davidson and Lodge Freeway, we have been doing community service for over 30 years. The area